Hi, guys, welcome back as we continue the series on managing our money in the inflation period that we're all facing. So, today we're talking about planning your education spend. And yes, this applies to everyone. Either you have kids or you don't, education is a big deal for us. Especially for families, for example, education is one of the highest spend on our budget. Even for individuals, in some cases, you have people who spend a lot on leadership programs, executive programs, hiring a coach, whatever it is, education spend is something we need to think about critically. Now, let me focus on parents. And parents, take this from a fellow parent and someone that's managed this school before. Now that we're also in the season where you're trying to pick a school for your child, something you have to keep in mind. You are the school's customer. Your child is the school's consumer. Take note, what I say, you are the school's customer, your child is the school's consumer. When you walk into that hallway, when you walk into that school premises, it's not really about you. It's not about your feelings. When you choose a school, it's not an emotional decision. Oh, I like it, they had this. We do a very good job with the flashy things, right? We know how to get your attention. No, it's about your child. It's not an emotional decision. So these are three critical things you should consider either as a parent or as an individual every time you spend a dime on education. One, personality. What's your child's personality? Do they do better in small groups or they do well in large groups? Is your child an extrovert? Does your child like music? Does your child like drama? Does your child like art? You have to think from the perspective of your child. And if it's for yourself, you have to think from the perspective of who am I? What kind of environment will I really thrive in? It's the same thinking. You have to look at your child's personality. It's critical. Personality is the first thing. Who is your child, or who are you if you're the one that's going to consume the education? Number two, guys, what's the desired goal? Like, you just don't put the child in a school, or you don't even just enroll in a program, right, without a desired goal. There's something you're working towards. The same thing for your child, you have to be clear. How old is my child? What are the things my child needs to be able to do now? What are the things my child needs to learn now? And guys, who is well equipped to deal with those goals? Who is well equipped to help my child move from point A to point B along the academic path? Is something we always have to keep in mind. What is a desired goal? What should the child be learning? And who is well equipped to take the child on that journey? The last one, guys, what stage of life are you in? Like, stage of life is critical. I can desire a very expensive school. I can desire an expensive coach, but my pockets can't take it. So I have to pause and say, I don't want to burn out. I don't want to kill myself. I don't want to grow with the big boys. I want to do what I can comfortably do, right? Without going bankrupt, without throwing myself on the streets, without going without food. So I have to think clearly. What can I afford? What stage of life am I? What's my balance like? What's my bank balance like? And what can I truthfully afford for my child's education, or what can I truthfully afford for my personal development? So you see, education spend is not an emotional decision. You think about it, you take your time, and you take the necessary steps forward. So we've kept this one really short today, and I'm just hoping you guys can pick the three main points I've shared. If you have other points that you feel are important to consider when making education spend, you can drop that in the comment section. We'll be happy to get your feedback. If there's any other thing, guys, that you also want us to talk about, please share your comments, and we'll also definitely talk to them.